Hi everybody, I hope that you're all doing well. Welcome to today's video. I have gotten a few requests over on my Instagram and a couple of the comment sections on my last couple of videos for a girl talk advice kind of Q&A where you just either send me questions or topics that you want me to talk about. So literally this morning as I was getting up, I posted on my Instagram story for you guys to send me your questions. I'm filming this on Tuesday the 17th. It's St. Patrick's Day today. So that is when I posted the questions, and I'm filming it the same day because if I wait, then the Instagram questions, I lose them after 24 hours. Also, I'm off today and it's St. Patrick's Day, and I was really hoping to go out and celebrate St. Patrick's Day, but with everything going on, I am home all weekend, today and tomorrow. Also, I want to apologize for any cuts that you may see in this video. There might be a few. My mom is working from home, as I'm sure a lot of you are as well, or you're doing school from home. So if she has to take a phone call or something, she's right downstairs, but I can hear everything and I don't want you guys to hear it, so I may have to start and stop a couple times in this video, which, I mean, it's not a big deal. Hopefully you don't mind too much. But I have the Instagram questions on my phone here. There you go. And I cannot promise that I'm going to get through all of them. I don't want to say that I am and then I don't, and then I feel bad. So I'm going to try to get through as many as I can. I know there's going to be a lot of rambling on my part from these questions as well, so I have a feeling this video is going to be kind of on the longer side. So we're just going to go with it and we're going to see how far we get. I'm going to put it out there right now. Fellas, proceed at your own risk. The questions, I've like scanned them a little bit. They're not too bad, but there are some topics in here that I saw that can make a lot of men and young boys uncomfortable. So this may not be the video for you. This may just be for the ladies. So, you know, just proceed at your own risk, but don't leave any comments about, you know, oh, that makes me uncomfortable. Just don't watch it. You know, yeah, okay, we're good. Great, okay. Also, one last disclaimer before I start. I am not claiming that any of my answers to these questions are going to be the right and only way to do things or think about things or whatever. Everybody thinks differently. Everybody's experiences and journey is different. These are just things that either I have gone through or ways that I have learned to deal with things, and they may not be the way that you're going to deal with them, and that's okay. So don't take everything that I'm saying, you know, as gospel. It's just my experiences, and you can take some of the advice, but you don't have to take all of it, and it's just kind of, it's us working through these problems together. I'm just going to treat it like if there was a friend in front of me that was asking me these questions, and that's kind of what it is, except we're friends on two different sides of a screen instead of in person. So I'm gonna go in no particular order. I'm just gonna scan, and whatever calls out to me, we'll start on that. The first one, oops, I just got out of it. The first thing is, how did you pick your profession? So I guess this isn't too girly, but I'll answer it really quickly anyway. I work in television. I work in news, and when I first started college, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And my mom, she meant well, but she basically made me pick a major. And so I picked psychology because I thought it was interesting. But I didn't know what I wanted to do with that. So when I was 15 or 16, I joined my church's media ministry, which, you know, the ministry records our Sunday services live for people to watch at home, live for the website, goes all around the world, that kind of thing. So I started operating cameras, and then I started directing. This was all volunteer. I didn't get paid, and I discovered that I really, really liked it. And so my dad was the one, after my freshman year was over, and he could of these, so this is gonna be, there are gonna be a couple of repeats of this one. How do you love your body without constantly comparing yourself to everyone? And there were a couple of other ones, you know, how to deal with body image issues, and how to deal with when you're feeling physically self-conscious. I have been there. I am still there sometimes. I've always been very weird. It runs in my family too, because I'm not the only one. My weight fluctuates a lot. So like, I look back on pictures of myself throughout like many years. In high school, I started very skinny, and then I was never like really overweight, but you could tell I gained weight like towards the end of my high school career. And then my first 2 years of college, first 3 years I would say, I was very skinny. That was probably the skinniest I've ever been. I was working as a waitress at a country club. I was working 17-hour days. I was working out in the sun. I was always sweating. I was always on my feet, and I lost a lot of weight. And then my senior year, I gained a little bit more. And then this past summer, I lost a good amount of weight. And then as like the winter comes around, I gain a little more. My weight always fluctuates. It's never to the point where I need to buy different sizes and clothes, but it's noticeable. Like in pictures, you can tell. I can tell, and that makes me very self-conscious. And I'll be honest, like the past couple months, I love wintertime because I can live in oversized sweaters and nobody can see what my body looks like. And even sometimes at work, I'll like wear my jacket because I'll say like, oh, I'm cold. It's really just because I feel self-conscious and I don't want anybody to see me. That's the honest truth. So I think there are a couple of ways to go about this. The first one is you have to realize that not everybody's body is built the same way. Everybody's different. You know, that like thigh gap that every girl really wants. My body's not built like that. I will probably never have that in my life. And that's okay, because that's the way my body is. And so just understand that. That's number one. You have to come to terms with that. Two, as hard as it may be, especially, you know, with, at least with my generation and in this time that we're living in, it may be hard, but try to limit yourself, you know, how much you use social media. Because one, everybody on social media only puts, for the most part, only puts the good parts of their life. So everybody seems perfect on social media, and you have no idea what they're going through. And so you will see beautiful, perfect pictures of people on there. And that it's all, listen, I do it too. It's hard when you see it to be like, oh, I want to look like that, but I can't, or I don't know how, or whatever. Limit your time on social media. And also, you know what, even if you're not completely happy with your body, I'm not 100% happy with my body, but yet I can still say I'm so thankful that I have a healthy body that gets me to where I need to go. And you know, I have a good immune system. It fights off things that I may come in contact with every day. You know, things like that. You have to be thankful for it, and that helps you love it a little bit more. And you know, there are things that everybody wishes that they could change about them, even if it's the smallest thing. My nose is crooked. It slants this way. My smile is crooked. This side of my mouth goes up higher. This eye looks a little bit smaller than this eye, just because it's a little more hooded. This eyebrow arches naturally. This one doesn't. But that's my face, and it took me a really long time to be okay with that. Even now, sometimes I'll edit videos and I'll like look at myself and I'm like, oh my god, my nose looks so crooked in this video, or you know, I don't even want to post this because I don't like the way I look. But it took me a very long time to realize that, well, first of all, God doesn't make mistakes, and I believe that everybody believes something different. I believe that he took the time to design every inch of me, from the last hair on my head to the bottoms of my feet, everything. He decided I was gonna have this birthmark right here that I've had since I was 2. You know, my nose is meant to be crooked, my smile is meant to be slanted, because that's what makes me me. Again, I'm not perfect with it. I have my that you are is the way that you're supposed to look. That's it. There's no one in the world that has the same angle that their nose goes and the same, degree that their mouth is slanted as me. That's my face, and that's what makes me Sam, and that's it. So it's a journey. There's not one thing that you can do that's gonna flip the switch and be like, I'm the most confident person in the world. It's a journey. And just, if you see that you feel really bad about yourself more of the time when you're on social media, limit your time on social media. Or, I don't know, watching YouTube or whatever it is that makes you feel bad about yourself. Stay away from that for a while and really just focus on thanking your body for what it does do for you and thankful that you are healthy. And then the rest kind of comes slowly. And again, if it's something like weight, for example, you never have to change for anybody. Like, I've been there where I'm like, oh, I bet you I can get him to like take me out if I do this or whatever, or I'll feel more confident if I lose a little weight. If you're not happy with you, fine, change it, do it for you. But if it's for anybody else, they need to love you for the way that you are, or else they don't really. That's conditional love, and we don't like that. We don't want that. So do it for you. It's your body. And I think I spoke a lot about that, so I'm gonna move on. I told you I was gonna ramble a lot. Also, sorry for my nail that's missing. I need to stop talking with this hand. I'm getting them done tomorrow. Don't look at them. The next one. Is it okay to be single? I feel pressured to have a boyfriend. Okay. I could talk about this because I am also there. I've been single for about 5 years. I have had things, like casual things, but as far as a real relationship, it's been a while. And I'm okay with it. But I feel that pressure too. My parents, or my mom, she'll be like, there's really no one, there's no one that you're talking to, why don't you date? Or if we have a family function sometimes, and a lot of my cousins are in relationships, so they'll bring somebody or whatever, and she's like, you can bring someone, and I'm like, Mom, who do you expect me to bring? There is no one, and you know it, so stop it. I have co-workers that tell me, Sam, you're 23, why aren't you dating anybody? Listen, I am a firm believer that you do not enter into a relationship for the sake of dating someone. If you're lonely, get a fish. There's one thing, if you just want the casual thing, that's your business. That's up to you. And if you're happy with that, that's cool. If you know that you're just more of a relationship person like me, I'm not going to date just anybody for the heck of dating. One, that leads to messy situations, and somebody ends up getting hurt, and it's unnecessary, and it's kind of a waste of time as well. It's okay to be single, especially when you're young. This is the time when you're supposed to be figuring out who you are and what you want. I'm in that process right now where I'm worrying about, my career, my financial situation, all that. That's the basis of what my life is going to be. That's what I'm working on. And if somebody comes along and it feels right and it feels good, then I'm down. But I am not going to go out and search for somebody to date someone just to bring to family functions or to, I don't know, call me at night or text me in the morning or whatever. I don't need that. And maybe that just comes because I've been single for so long. But it's very okay to be single. It is more than okay to be single. And just tell those people that are pressuring you, I'm working on me. Leave me be. I'm grown, and it'll happen when it's supposed to happen. That's it. Sorry, that's a topic I'm passionate about because I hate when people say that to me, you should be in a relationship, you should mind your business. Anyway, moving on. First kiss advice. How old was I when I had my first kiss? I was 13. I was in 8th grade, and it was the day after my junior prom. And it was a kid that I was texting, or I think we were using AIM back in the day, AOL's chat room. Anybody remember that? Yes. Oh my god, that is a bird. If you hear that, that is some sort of bird, either on my roof or on the tree next to my house. If you can hear that, I'm sorry, it's annoying me. I'll turn the gain down a little bit. And I know that it can be, it's so like hyped up, and if you've never done it before, I can see how it's intimidating, and you know, it's something you've never done before, and you're like, well, how do I do this? I promise you, don't overthink it, and when it actually does happen, I promise you, your instincts are going to take over, and you will know what to do. I promise you will know what to do. Just don't stress, and only do it if you are comfortable. If someone's coming in to kiss you and you don't want to do it, you can swerve, or you can just be like, no. The kid that kissed me for the first time, I said it was the day after our prom. At the actual prom, the night before, he tried to kiss me, and I gave him the cheek. I did. There's no right or wrong. Do what you feel comfortable with, and I promise you, it'll come. It'll come. You'll know what to do. How do you get over your first boyfriend? That's a hard one. Yeah, I had a hard time getting over my first relationship. Even though I was the one that ended it, I still had a hard time getting over it. And I think because it's your first, that's all you know, and so you're comfortable with it. And that's really what you're missing. Sometimes it may not even be the person. Sometimes it's really just the comfort of that person that you're missing, and the comfort of being in a relationship and having that person that's like your person. So it is hard, but I mean, most people have more than one relationship in their life. You will date multiple people. My first boyfriend, we used to be like, oh yeah, we're gonna get married, and you know, whatever, we'll love each other till we're old and gray. I remember saying that when I was 16, and in the moment you really feel like that. You do. But as you get older, you learn more about yourself, and you learn more about what love really is, and then you realize that that relationship was necessary for that time of your life, but it wasn't meant to be forever. Not everyone that's in your life right now is going to be in your life forever, and it's sad, and that's one of the most painful parts of life, but that's the way it goes. And it sucks in the moment, but it gets easier with time. I always recommend, when you're coming out of a relationship, especially if you're the one that's really sad about it, if you have to take them off of your social media, do it. If you're in school and you have to walk down a different hallway so that you don't see them, do it. Because the out of sight, out of mind thing really does work. And you need that distance and that time to think about them the least amount as possible, and just kind of come to terms with it on your own. You're not going to come to terms with it if he's still texting you or snapping you or trying to contact you in any way. So if you need to do that, it's not you being mean, it's just you taking care of yourself. And I promise it gets easier with time. It doesn't seem like it right now, but it does. Let's see. How do you stay motivated and organized all the time? I mean, I think I am organized just because I have a routine now. So I know Thursday through Monday I work, Tuesdays are my filming days, Wednesdays are my days for me. And I keep that routine. I stay motivated because I do things that I love. I like my job. I love directing live television. I like my coworkers. So I don't really dread work. I dread getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but then once I'm there, I'm fine. I love making YouTube videos, and I love making content for you all. knowing that a video just went live and I can start reading your comments is one of my favorite feelings in the entire world, and I'm not even just saying that. So because I'm doing things that I love, it keeps me motivated and I keep going. So find things that you love, and being organized, just know that it's important. And it takes 2 weeks to fall into a routine. So find an organized routine that you really like, or an organized way of doing something. Do it for 2 weeks, even if it feels like it's unnatural, and then after the 2 weeks that will become your norm and you will feel more organized and more on track, if that makes sense. That's what worked for me anyway. Talk about hookup culture / dating today. I can make a whole video on this. So, like I said before, it depends on what you want. If you are into the casual thing right now, where you just want to have a no strings attached kind of relationship with someone, that's on you. And if you're cool with that, good for you. If, again, like I said before, if you know you're more of a relationship person and the hookup culture is not for you, I personally, my thoughts, I will never understand the draw that people feel to be involved with multiple people over being with that one person that like is your person. That when something happens, they're the first person you want to tell. They're the first person that you want to speak to in the morning, and the last person they want to talk to before they go to bed. That to me is so much more appealing than dealing with multiple people. And I love going out. I love going out with my friends and having some drinks and hanging out and having fun. I love that. But if I were in a relationship, I'm sure there would be many days, many nights or weekends where I would just stay in sweatpants with my boyfriend, watching a movie and like eating food and just like keeping it a casual night rather than going out and getting drunk. But again, that's just me. I will say it makes me very sad that young people, young boys especially, but it's also girls too, that they're being taught like from just the media and social media and everything that it's cool to be with multiple people, and the more people you get with, the cooler you are. I think that is so wrong and so gross, and I just don't understand. Like, I really like you and I really want to be with you and talk to you and hang out with you, but I don't want to actually date you. I just don't get it. If I have kids one day, I will do everything in my power to make sure that they're not raised that way. Being in the dating world, it is hard to lose hope sometimes in men. Because I'm not saying it's all of you, but the ones that I meet and come in contact with, there is no respect. It is just, hey, what's your snap? Hey, come over and we'll watch something. It's just, it's so gross to me. It's so gross, and that's another reason why I'm single. I don't have the patience for that. I don't. Like, why do you want all of our interactions to just be selfies on Snapchat and a few emojis? Like, why do you want that to be our interaction? Ask me for my number. Don't ask me for my snap. If I was in college, fine, different. I'm 23 years old at this point. I'm in the working world. You can ask for my number. Don't ask me for my Snapchat. That is one of my biggest pet peeves. Yeah, I could say a lot more on that, but it does really make me sad the way that the dating world is going. I would just say that. Okay, I just had to take a little bit of a break. My mom was on a conference call. She still is, but I closed all the doors. I think it's a little quieter now, so I think I can keep going. I think I was moving on to another question, right? Would you live with a guy So I was raised very traditional, where, you know, and it mostly stems from like growing up in the church. You know, at youth group, we were always taught you do not live with someone who you are not married to. But I always like thought about that, and I always wondered, like, as I got older, how do you know you can live with them yet? You know, like, I feel like to really, really know somebody, they say travel with them and live with them. And it's true. I mean, what about when you marry somebody and then you live with them for the first time and you realize, oh my god, I can't live with you. I don't know if they're really dirty or whatever it may be. It's like, how do you know? And I've told my mom that too, and she agrees. She's like, yeah, no, like that's a very valid point. I would love to like be like stay traditional and only live with someone, like buy a house and then move into it after we get married. I guess I haven't been in like a really serious relationship now as I'm older, so I don't know what I would do in that situation. But I don't really believe that there's a right and a wrong. I think it just depends on your circumstance and what you guys want to do. So I don't know what I would do. Yeah, I would have to cross that bridge when I get to it. I don't know. But I don't think there's like a right and a wrong anymore, like I did when I was little. How do you drop a toxic friend or a group without creating drama? So there are a couple people that I used to be best friends with that are no longer in my life. And unfortunately, there's no really nice way to do it. I would recommend not just ghosting them. For example, my friend group from all the way to the elementary school, actually, elementary school, middle school, high school, we were inseparable. It was 6 of us. And one girl we are no longer friends with. We graduated high school, and she all of a sudden just decided that she wasn't going to be our friend anymore. She's friends with one of us still, but I have not spoken to her since I think my 18th birthday. I also have an ex-friend of mine, I guess, who was my best friend from kindergarten. Like, before we even met our full friend group, she was like, that was my girl from kindergarten. We were together all the time. We would go over to each other's houses all the time. And last year, she just completely ghosted my entire friend group. We all went out one night in the city to celebrate my friend's birthday, and that was the last time any of us ever spoke to her. She no longer would respond in the group chat. We would all text her separately, texted her for her birthday, for holidays, everything, and she just did not respond to any of us. And it took us about a year to make a new group chat. So for a whole year, she would just not respond to any of us, and we finally had to let her go. So that is very painful, to be on the other side of that, like to be the one that was ghosted. It hurts a lot. It hurts more than a relationship, I think. Like a guy that you're talking to ghosts you, alright, you get over it in a couple days or a couple weeks. But when a best friend of more than half your life ghosts you, that's rough. And it still hurts me to this day. I miss her so much, but you know, like I said before, not everybody is meant to stay in your life forever. So I would recommend going about it in the most mature way possible, because I get it, you outgrow people. You do. It's just, I've outgrown people too. But you have to go to them and be like, hey, there's no easy way for me to say this, but I feel like I need to take a step back. I need to, you can word it any way you want to, but I feel like I'm at a place where I need to move on from this friendship, from this relationship. And, you know, it's just say, like, I understand this sucks and that I understand that it's making me come across as mean, but please understand that I don't mean it in this way. It's just something that I need to do for me. It's gonna be rough, and they're gonna ask questions. They may get mad. It's a hard thing, especially depending on how long they've been in your life for. But I would recommend facing the music first, rather than completely just deciding I'm done with you and just moving on, because that's not fair. So, but it happens, and you're not wrong for feeling that way. You feel the way that you feel, and you gotta just do you sometimes. Lowest age a guy has to be to take you out. I would say 21. He would have to be able to come out legally with my friends and I. Even 21 though, it's a little young. It's no secret that not always, but guys tend to mature slower. And so, like, someone who's like 25, 26 would be more on my level, if that makes sense. Again, not always, but more often than not. So even 21 is a little young, because you're just getting out of college. You still, like, I feel like I'm different than who I was when I first left college, you know what I mean? Because you continue, you'll keep growing and maturing. So, but then again, you could have a really mature 21-year-old who has his life on track and figured out, you know. It's very situational. But he would have to be of legal drinking age. But I would probably tend to go for someone like my age or older. I have gone younger, but I think going forward I would probably go older, I think. Let me see. I did a couple of these. Beauty tips in general. Ooh, that could be very broad. Drink a lot of water. Even if you don't like water, drink it. Do your skincare routine. Take your time to self-care. Like right now, I'm doing my whitening routine. Twice a year, I do a 10-day treatment at home with white strips. You know, take the time to really take care of yourself. Wash your face. Put toner on. Put moisturizer on. Put serums on. You're not wrong for wanting to do any of that. Take care of yourself. Eat healthy. Take care of your body. It's the one body you have. Trust me, I am a big fan of cheat days. I like chocolate and I like ice cream, and I like, you know, that thing I've seen it a couple of times on like social media where it's like body type works out but definitely likes ice cream. That's me. That is me. Like, if that's not me, I don't know what is, and that's okay. I think balance is good, as long as you're still eating healthy. Eat your veggies, eat your fruit, and if you don't like them, find a way to cook them so that you like them. It really is true. This is the one body that you have. This is the only skin that I'll ever have on my face. I need to take care of it. You know, just treat yourself like a queen. And if there's a guy on here, treat yourself like a king. It's okay. Take that time for self-care. Let's see. How do you get over a boy? And then in parentheses it says we are friends also that rejected you, but you still like him. That is, yeah, that's a very hard situation. I've been there. I have been there multiple times. It's rough, especially with someone who has been in your life for so long. Your first instinct is to get mad at them. The reality of it is you can't force someone to feel a way that they don't feel. You wish you could, but you can't. And first of all, props to you for putting yourself out there and making those feelings known. I think that's awesome. You shot your shot. And as Michael Scott paraphrased, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. If you know where that's from, you're a real one. Anyway, it's hard, and especially especially when it's a friendship. If it's a guy that you don't really know or whatever, if he says no, fine, you never have to see him again, you never have to talk to him again. If it's somebody in your life, yes, it is 100% more difficult. And kind of like what I touched on before, like how to get over your first breakup, you may need to distance yourself. If you are in a friend group and you all have plans to go do something, whatever, and it's hard for you to still be just his friend and to not have those feelings, and it still hurts to see him, as much as it sucks, you may have to sit that one out. You may have to, you don't have to like delete him on all social media, but block his stories or mute his stories, and maybe block him from seeing your stories, because we all know that when you like someone and you want to look to see, oh, did he look at my story? Don't do that to yourself. It's torture. Trust me, I did it for years. I don't like to get too personal on this channel, but I did it for years, and it breaks you down. Don't do it to yourself. And it's not forever. People come in for seasons and they leave for seasons, and then they may come back. You don't know. But it's like that thing, that cheesy line where it says if you love something, you have to set it free or let it free or whatever the saying is. It's true. And it's, for me, one of the hardest things I've ever had to do, to distance yourself from somebody that you care so deeply about and someone who's been in your life for so long. But in the long run, it is what's best for your mental health. It really is. Because it's not healthy otherwise. So it's hard, but for a little while, if you feel like you need to keep that distance, then do it. Let's see. This one is not a question, it's just a topic. When you feel like you're stuck in a rut, you hope things get better, but deep down, you know they won't. Well, that's the wrong mindset, my love. Things always get better, but you have to work on them. You can't just sit and say, I don't like the way this is going, I'm depressed. Be sad for a little bit, sure, but then it's up to you to get up and say, I don't like the way this area of my life is going, so I'm gonna change it. We all get there where, like, I was open with you guys of how I was feeling stuck in my job, in my social life, and I just felt stuck. And you have to make that effort to change things. Whether it's a career, there's no shame in changing your career. If it's socially, if you have to break yourself away from a friend group like we just talked about, that's okay. If it's a relationship that you feel like it's time to get out of, that's okay. But you have to, no one can make the change for you, you know, and that's the part that sucks. You wish you could sit on your butt and just wait for things to get better. But you really have to do it yourself. So change that mindset. It's all about mentality. You know, recognize, I don't like the way this is going. Watch me change it. Just switch your mindset a little bit. That would be my advice. What's your take on what's for you won't go by you? What's your take on what's for you won't go by you? Oh, so I guess like what's meant to be will be. Is that what that means? I think that's what that means. I think everything happens for a reason. I do believe that 100%. I see that in my everyday life, where I notice things and I'm like, oh, thank God that happened this way, because if not, it would have been so different or whatever. But I believe in it to an extent. Going back to a relationship thing, I've seen many cases of people, and I've been through it too, where someone will say to you, I really like you and I can really see something with you, but not right now. If it's meant to be, it'll happen. It's like, no, I understand your mentality, but that is unfortunately not the way the world works, especially with something like a relationship. You have to effort. You have to do it. You have to fight for it. And if you don't, then you don't want it bad enough. So I think it depends on the situation. I think, yes, some things absolutely happen when they're supposed to be. I believe that God intervenes in your life and makes things happen when they're supposed to happen. And I believe he has a plan. But within his plan, you also need to make moves. You know what I'm saying? So I think it depends on the situation. But to an extent, yes, I do believe that. Body positivity, we talked about that. Letting go of a friend, we did that. Is it a bad thing if I know a girl? Is it a bad thing if a girl knows that I like her and I can see that that is from a dude? Is it a bad thing if a girl knows that I like her? No, it's actually a very, very good thing. We appreciate that even if the feelings aren't reciprocated, which I know is hard. But it's a great thing. We don't like guessing. We don't like games. We don't like any of that. If you like me, tell me and we'll take it from there. But then now it depends on if she knows about it. Now what are you gonna do about it? If it's something where the feelings aren't reciprocated, then okay, I'm sorry, that sucks. And I would refer back to what we were talking about before about maybe distancing yourself, or if it's someone that you don't really know at all, then just let that die. But if it's someone that you know that maybe she's interested too, now's the time to make moves. Take her out. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. Just tell her, like, I want to spend time with you, and just see how it goes. So no, I think it's a great thing that she knows that you like her, whether you meant to tell her or whether it was accidental. I think it's a great thing, and I say good for you. What is my hair wash routine? Okay, so I don't use like the same shampoo and conditioner every time. I am more of like a what's on sale at CVS today kind of shopper. I don't always just stick with one brand. That's just not how I operate. I think right now I'm using 𝓢𝓸𝓬𝓲𝓪. I don't wash my hair twice. Like the whole rinse and repeat thing is actually not that good for you. The only time that I will do that is if I just like curl my hair and I know I have a lot of hairspray in it and I want to make sure I get it all out. Then I will wash twice. More often than not, I wash once, because when you wash twice, it takes out all of the healthy oils in your hair. I also, for conditioner, I really like Pantene has one that I love. It's a conditioner that you can use daily, but it's called the 3-Minute Miracle Deep Conditioner. It's not really expensive, and you put it in your hair, and then I'll just put it up in a clip, and I'll finish the rest of my shower. I'll wash my body, wash my face, whatever, and then I rinse the conditioner out of my hair, and it leaves it so soft. It's a lot easier to untangle. I also use products. You can see I have color treated hair. The bottom of my hair is lighter, so when I can, I try to find a shampoo that is for color treated hair. And I also really like shampoos and conditioners that work with moisture, because my hair can be very dry, as well as my scalp, especially in the winter. I don't like shampoos and conditioners that have silicone, because that leaves like almost like a film, like a gritty film in my hair, and I don't like that, and it makes it feel very, very unhealthy. My hair is one of my favorite things. Like when it comes to getting ready every day, styling my hair is one of my favorite things. I like to experiment with different hairstyles, and I like to curl it, and it just makes me feel good. That's like my thing. And so I just try to take care of it. Oh, also coconut oil. Like a coconut oil mask is really good. You put it like before you get in the shower, so your hair can be dirty. It doesn't matter. Put coconut oil from the ends all the way up to your roots. Put it up in a bun. You can sleep with it and then wash it out in the morning, or you can keep it in for like an hour and then take a shower and rinse it out. And it's really good for your hair. It's replenishing, and it makes it really smooth and really shiny. And it's really cheap on Amazon. Just get like a bottle this big. It's not that expensive, and just use it on your hair. It's really good. I think I'm gonna do 2 more questions. Let's see, the next one. Period cramps advice. I said I was gonna get girly. So yeah, you're talking to someone who I used to get cramps so bad that I couldn't get out of bed sometimes, and I like couldn't walk. It would get really bad. It was more when I was younger. Now I get them, but it's not like unbearable. When I was, I think it was my sophomore and junior year of high school, every month, once a month, when I would get it, I would have to go home early. Like, my dad already knew. Like, I remember I was in AP biology my junior year, and I already knew it was during that class, whenever I felt it, that I would ask to go to the nurse. And it was like to the point where it would hurt so bad that I couldn't even think clearly. I would just like tell my teacher I need to go to the nurse, and he would see it on my face that whatever I was feeling, it wasn't good, and he'd just be like, go. I don't know why I used to get it that bad. Thank God I don't get it that bad anymore. So my advice would be heating pads. I didn't realize that helped as much. Like, I had heard about it, but I had never tried it. And then when I got my wisdom teeth out and I was using the heating pad on my face, I also had cramps. And I was on the couch and I was like, let me just see. And I put it on my stomach. Game changer. So definitely use a heating pad. Just get one you can put in the microwave for a minute. It heats up and just place it on your belly. It doesn't get rid of them completely, but it soothes them for sure. Pamprin, which is like a pill that it's for cramps, bloating. I don't know what else it does. It never worked for me, so I just use Tylenol. I'll pop 2 Tylenol in, and that helps. But the key that a lot of people don't actually realize, I forgot how I learned this, but when you have cramps, the more that you stay still, like sitting on the couch or in bed or whatever, that's the more it's gonna hurt more. Whereas the more you move, the cramps go away faster. And so that's why they say, like, oh, you should work out when you have cramps. I get it. The last thing you want to do is work out when you have cramps. And I'm the first one when I have my period. I don't go to the gym at all. I'm like, nope, I can't. My body is not ready for that today. I can't do it. But even if it's just like to walk a little bit, or even if you don't even have to work out, you can just be in your room and you can just like clean your room, but at least you're moving and like walking around a little bit, and that actually helps. Which I learned that when I was younger, but as I got older and actually like implemented that, I was like, oh, okay, they're onto something. That's true. What else? Is there anything else I would recommend? I would say always keep whatever aspirin works for you, or if Pamprin works for you, whatever you take. I would always keep a little stash in whatever your everyday bag is, because you never know when you're gonna need it. That's saved me many times. And I would say that's probably all the advice I have. But if you get it really bad, I feel your pain. I remember those days. Alright, let me find one really good one. This isn't really a good one. I'll just do this one. I'll do another one after, but this is just a simple one. How do you prevent your eyeliner from smudging on the area under your brow? I know exactly what you're talking about. You're talking about right here. This eyeliner that I'm using, it does that sometimes, especially I have very oily eyelids. Even if I put like powder and concealer on them, they still get oily throughout the day. Sometimes I go to the bathroom like while I'm at work midday and I look in the mirror and it's like black up here and shiny and oily. It's not cute. It's not cute at all. So my advice would be, it's really, well, I use translucent powder to set my face, and I put some on top of the foundation and concealer that I put on my eyelids. That locks it in and prevents you from getting too oily there in that area. But also, like, don't trust the eyeliners that say smudge proof, because I've bought many smudge proof eyeliners that smudge like crazy. I would recommend the Essence black eyeliner from Ulta. It's like $3 or $4, and it's the best eyeliner I have ever used in my life. I'm just empty. I don't have any more, and I just, with everything going on, I haven't gotten to the mall to go buy eyeliner because I have eyeliner. But that's my favorite eyeliner, so I would recommend that. So find the one says, smudge proof doesn't mean it's actually smudge proof. Alright, I'm trying to find one more. Okay, how do you know when it's time to end a relationship? That's a good question. That's a very good question. That's a hard one too. Again, only one real relationship in my entire life, so I'm not an expert on this. But I have had other boyfriend girlfriend relationships, but like a relationship, like a talking phase or like whatever. When you're like dating, you just kind of know. I don't know how to explain it. Like the way that you feel when you start having feelings for someone, and how you feel when you start dating. That feeling should kind of carry on, I think, throughout the entire relationship. You may not be 50 or 60 married to your husband and still getting butterflies, obviously, but you know how they say, like, you should never stop dating your spouse, because some people are like, alright, we're married, so cool, like, I don't have to take you out anymore. But I think that is really important. So I feel like there are a couple of reasons why a relationship could be ready to be over. Cut that out. Like, for example, if you're not excited to see them anymore, that's right there a very good sign. If you feel like you're just in the relationship to be in the relationship, but you're not getting anything out of it, or the person's not giving you anything in return. If you feel like your life is moving in one direction and that person is not moving in the same direction, that's a good indication that you should probably kind of call it quits now. That was me. My relationship ended towards the end of my freshman year of college, and I was growing up and I was heading in one direction, and I was thinking about my career and everything, and the person that I was dating wasn't as motivated as I was, and it would get to the point where we would be like hanging out with our friends, because we had like this friend group, and he would put his arm around me, and like I didn't even want him to, like, it sounds horrible, but I didn't even want him to touch me. I was like, what are you doing? And we had been together for like almost 3 years at that point, and the poor boy tries to put his arm around me, and I'm like, what are you doing? That's how you know. It's like, and that happens often, I think. Again, it goes back to outgrowing people. I think you just feel it, you're just not into it anymore. And some people make the mistake of letting the fear of, oh god, what's gonna happen after I break up with them, or oh, I'm gonna hurt them so much. People let those thoughts keep them in the relationship when they shouldn't be in that relationship anymore. So my advice would be to listen to your instincts. That 3-year relationship, by about the 1.5 to 2 year mark, I probably could have gotten out of the relationship then. But for the last year and a half, I felt like, oh, we're in the same friend group, this is gonna be awkward. Our moms are really close friends, this is gonna be awkward. And I would kind of just go through the motions. Again, I was really young. I wouldn't do anything like that now. If I'm over it, like, I'm gonna tell you, no matter what. But yeah, that was my mentality when I was younger. So I would say, don't let that mentality keep you in a relationship that you need to move on from. It's only gonna hurt you later on, and it's draining. It's mentally and emotionally draining. So don't do it to yourself. Okay, I think I have rambled enough. I think I'm getting a sore throat, which is concerning considering everything going on. So I'm going to take a little break from filming, and then I have my second video I'm filming today, and then I have to film one more Patreon video, and then I'm done for the day. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Again, don't take anything I say, to be the truth. That's just my thoughts, and also sometimes I'm not very good at putting into words what I'm thinking, so my next